In the accelerating evolution of artificial intelligence, we've witnessed capabilities that once belonged solely to the realm of science fiction. Yet, beneath the veneer of seamless communication and astounding creativity, a strange and unsettling phenomenon has emerged: AI hallucinations. It's a term that conjures images of machines dreaming, or perhaps losing their minds. But the reality is far more nuanced, and in some ways, more disquieting. These aren't conscious fabrications, but rather a confident assertion of falsehoods, a digital mirage woven by algorithms that don't truly know what they're saying. First, let's clarify what an AI hallucination is not. It is not evidence of consciousness, sentience, or any form of self-awareness. The AI is not lying in the human sense, with intent to deceive. Instead, it's a technical term, a metaphor used to describe an outcome where an AI model generates content that is plausible sounding but factually incorrect, nonsensical, or unrelated to the prompt. It's a glitch in the matrix, not a nascent mind. This distinction is crucial for understanding the problem and, more importantly, for devising solutions to mitigate its impact on our digital world. To grasp why these hallucinations occur, we must look at the fundamental architecture of large language models, or LLMs. These are the AI systems behind much of the generative text we encounter today. At their core, LLMs are incredibly sophisticated prediction engines. Trained on vast datasets of text and code, their primary function is to predict the next most probable word in a sequence. Think of it like a highly advanced autocomplete. Given a partial sentence, the model calculates the statistical likelihood of every possible subsequent word, stitching together responses based on patterns observed during its training. This predictive nature is both their strength and their vulnerability. The challenge arises because plausible does not always equate to true. An LLM, operating solely on statistical probabilities of word sequences, does not understand truth, facts, or reality in the way a human does. It identifies patterns and relationships within its training data, and then generates output that fits those patterns. If a certain combination of words frequently appears together, the AI might infer a connection, even if that connection is factually incorrect or illogical in the real world. This can lead to beautifully articulated, grammatically perfect sentences that are entirely devoid of factual basis, presenting an illusion of knowledge that simply isn't there. One of the primary culprits behind AI hallucinations is the very fuel that powers these models: their training data. LLMs ingest vast quantities of information from the internet, books, articles, websites, conversations. If this data contains biases, misinformation, inconsistencies, or is simply outdated, the AI will learn and perpetuate these flaws. It's a classic case of garbage in, garbage out. A model trained on a dataset rife with inaccuracies can only reflect those inaccuracies in its output, confidently presenting them as established facts, even if they are entirely fictional or distorted by human error and prejudice. Even with high-quality data, an LLM's learning process has inherent limitations. While models can memorize vast amounts of information and recognize intricate patterns, they often struggle with true generalization or inferring novel facts not explicitly present in their training. They excel at recalling and rephrasing existing information, but when asked to synthesize or extrapolate beyond their learned boundaries, the predictive engine can stray into uncharted territory. In these moments, instead of admitting uncertainty, the AI will often fill in the blanks with statistically plausible, but ultimately fabricated, information, producing a confident-sounding fabrication. The way we interact with AI, through prompt engineering, also plays a significant role. Ambiguous, leading, or overly complex prompts can inadvertently confuse the AI, pushing it towards speculative or incorrect responses. If a user asks for a citation to a non-existent academic paper, a helpful AI might invent one, complete with plausible-sounding authors, journals, and publication years. The model interprets the prompt as a directive to generate a citation, not necessarily a real one. This highlights the delicate balance between giving the AI enough information and avoiding cues that encourage imaginative rather than factual output. Then there's the sheer complexity of the models themselves. Modern LLMs can possess hundreds of billions, even trillions, of parameters. These parameters represent the intricate connections and weights within the neural network. While this complexity allows for incredible pattern recognition and generation capabilities, it also creates a black box effect. It becomes exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, for human developers to trace the exact pathway or reasoning that led to a specific output. Sometimes, these billions of connections can lead to unexpected, aberrant, or erroneous outputs that are hard to predict or explain, much less debug and prevent entirely. Finally, and perhaps most fundamentally, AI models lack real-world grounding. They operate purely within the digital realm of data, devoid of sensory experience or physical interaction with the world. A human understands that the sky is blue through sight, experience, and context. An AI knows it because it has processed countless texts stating that fact. Without true understanding or a connection to physical reality, the AI's knowledge is fragile. It cannot verify information through observation or common sense, making it susceptible to fabricating details that seem plausible within its statistical model but are nonsensical in reality. The consequences of AI hallucinations are far-reaching and concerning. One of the most immediate dangers is the accelerated spread of misinformation. As AI becomes integrated into news generation, content creation, and educational tools, its confident but false outputs can quickly cascade through digital channels. Imagine AI-generated news articles citing fabricated events, or educational materials presenting incorrect historical facts. The sheer volume and speed at which AI can generate content make this a potent amplifier of inaccuracies, undermining public discourse and critical thinking on a global scale. Beyond misinformation, AI hallucinations raise significant legal and ethical challenges. What happens when an AI generates libelous statements, invents false legal precedents for lawyers, or provides incorrect medical advice? The line of accountability blurs. Who is responsible for the harm caused by a hallucinating AI, the developer, the deployer, or the user? These questions are actively being debated in legal and ethical frameworks globally. As AI systems become more autonomous, the potential for them to generate harmful content or facilitate dangerous decisions through their confabulations poses a serious threat to individuals and institutions alike. Perhaps the most insidious consequence is the erosion of trust. If users cannot rely on AI as a factual, reliable tool, its utility diminishes dramatically. The promise of AI is to augment human intelligence, streamline tasks, and provide accurate information. But repeated encounters with confident falsehoods breed skepticism. This trust deficit can hinder adoption, discourage innovation, and ultimately limit the positive potential of AI. Rebuilding that trust requires transparency, consistent accuracy, and clear communication about AI's capabilities and, crucially, its inherent limitations. In critical applications, the stakes of AI hallucinations are exceptionally high. Imagine an AI assisting with medical diagnoses, autonomous vehicle navigation, or financial trading. A hallucination in these fields isn't just an inconvenience, it could be a matter of life, death, or massive economic loss. False medical information could lead to incorrect treatments. Misjudgment by an autonomous system could cause accidents. Incorrect financial predictions could trigger market instability. Ensuring robust, hallucination-free AI in these sectors is paramount, demanding rigorous testing and fail-safes that go far beyond what's acceptable for consumer-facing chat applications. Fortunately, the AI community is actively developing strategies to combat hallucinations. One of the most promising is retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. Instead of relying solely on its internal, memorized training data, a RAG-enabled AI first queries external, verified databases for factual information. It then uses this retrieved knowledge to ground its response, generating text that is both contextually relevant and factually accurate. This approach dramatically reduces the likelihood of fabrication by providing the model with a real-time, reliable source of truth, acting as an external fact-checker before the response is even formed. Beyond technological fixes, human oversight remains an indispensable line of defense. Experts and users must continue to play a critical role in fact-checking and refining AI outputs, especially in sensitive domains. This involves not just correcting errors, but also providing feedback that helps improve future model performance. Improved training data curation, focusing on quality, diversity, and accuracy, is also vital. This means actively identifying and filtering out misinformation from training sets, ensuring the AI learns from the most reliable sources available. The human eye and critical mind are irreplaceable in discerning truth from plausible fiction. Further mitigation strategies include rigorous adversarial testing, where developers deliberately try to provoke hallucinations to identify and fix weaknesses in their models. This proactive approach helps to build more robust and resilient AI systems. Equally important is transparency. Acknowledging AI's limitations, clearly labeling AI-generated content, and educating users about the potential for error are essential for managing expectations and fostering responsible use. As AI evolves, so too must our methods for evaluating its reliability, ensuring that its powerful capabilities are tempered by an unwavering commitment to factual integrity. The uncanny horror of AI hallucinations serves as a profound reminder: advanced technology, while awe-inspiring, is not infallible. It reflects the biases, inconsistencies, and limitations of the data it's trained on, and the inherent challenges of statistical prediction. As we continue to integrate AI into every facet of our lives, understanding these vulnerabilities becomes paramount. The future of AI is not about achieving perfect, error-free machines, but rather about building robust systems, implementing intelligent safeguards, and fostering a collaborative relationship where human critical thinking complements machine efficiency. It's a journey of continuous refinement, where vigilance and innovation must walk hand in hand.